everyone. This is Brooks Kubik, and I'm here with John Wood. This is episode number 15 of the Dinosaur Files podcast. And John and I thought that what we would do, since it's the middle of the year, we thought we would just kind of let everyone know what we're doing, how things are going in our training, in the products that we're working on, in video content that we're creating and sharing with you, and things that we have planned to finish the year out. So we thought we'd just touch base. And with that background, John, what's new with you training-wise?
Well, I'm working on a couple different things. A lot of my training is pretty consistent. I don't have a tremendous amount of variation. As I mentioned before, in about 80% of my workouts, from workout to workout, don't really change a whole lot. But there's two things that I'm working on specifically, and I'll mention them, but not in great detail, only because I'll be providing more details of those programs in newsletters or perhaps some videos of something of that nature. But one of the things that I've been engaged in for the past about 7 years is the Bone Strength Project, and where I'm doing a specific type of training with the intention of strengthening the bones, strengthening and improving the bone mineral density, and so on. And the regular DEXA scans that I've been getting throughout this whole process have shown that is in fact happening. So this type of training is leading to the outcome that I'm hoping for. And the last DEXA scan I got was in February of 2020, just before the pandemic hit. So it'll be interesting more than 2 years down the road to see where I'm at in that regard. But the big change that I'm making in terms of the Bone Strength Project is that everything that I've done, not everything, but the focus for the type of training that I've been doing over the last couple of years has been mostly on the squat support aspect of it, and that's pretty effective. But one of the other components of the Bone Strength Project is to do a bench press support, and that's kind of fallen by the wayside over the last few years. So I'm going to really focus on that and see if that makes a difference, and I'll be able to see the outcome with the DEXA scan if it has any effect on the upper body, the arms and forearms and so on and so forth. So I just started that. I just did the first workout last weekend, and everything's charted and monitored and all that. So as we go through time, I'll be doing that as a particular portion of my workout and see how it goes. I'm thinking about filming those sessions and posting them in the Iron League. I mean, they're not exciting. They're literally me standing still or not moving a muscle. But at the same time, you can see what does the specific way that this goes about. How does that look? What's the setup? What's the sets and reps, the intervals, things like that. So that's one of the things that I'm doing in my current training. And the other thing is I really wanted to focus on curls. I wanted to improve my curls, see how far that goes. So I'm doing a specific kind of training for that. There's a detail for curls that I'll be writing up in my next newsletter, something that, I mean, how many hundreds of sets of curls have I done over my entire training career? And then all of a sudden one day I noticed something different, some small detail that I had never noticed before. And it's made a tremendous difference in the ability to get something out of that particular exercise. So that's something I've been doing now also. I think that there's a lot of potential there for that. So if you're get my John Wood Report newsletter, remember the Iron League, you're going to be able to see some of the interesting things that I've got going on right now in my training.
Great. Sounds like good stuff. And hopefully we'll be able to see those workouts and read about them, which is a nice 1-2 punch in terms of information. I'm doing somewhat the same thing. I'm doing new things this year, and I'm writing about them in the Dinosaur Files Strength Training newsletter, my monthly newsletter. And now we're sharing some of the things that I'm doing on video. So people have a unique opportunity to read about it and watch it, go back and read about it, watch it again, and then, compare notes as the workouts progress through the year, through the rest of the year. So I think that's very, very valuable and very interesting. And I'm glad that we've started to share our workouts on video and, give people a chance to see them either on YouTube or in the Iron League. I think those are really good resources and very interesting for people. And they're frankly, they're fun to do. I didn't think I was going to enjoy filming a workout very much, but it actually is kind of interesting. It makes you stop and think, if someone's watching this, what are they seeing? What are they learning? What information are you able to share with them? So I'm able to think about that as I plan the workouts and think what strength training knowledge can I convey through this video that we're going to do. A lot of videos out there, I think, are for entertainment purposes alone. The squats on roller skates type thing. But I'm trying to give information, and I know you're doing the same thing, trying to give information that is actually practical and useful for people. So that's important. Do you have, in addition to the video projects and in addition to the upcoming issue and next issue of the John Wood Report, do you have any other plans for new products, new materials going forward?
I've always got various things in various states of completion. Sometimes I'll work a little bit on one course and hop over to another one. It kind of depends how I feel. Sometimes it works, and sometimes I have things that are, I've been working on for years and they're not even quite done. So I need to sit down and get a lot of that stuff done. But one of the things that is fairly new is that we've devised a process for preparing items for the Iron League. So we're able to really increase the output of a lot of the rare and unusual articles and books and things that we're posting there, probably at least twice as fast as we've been able to do in the past. So all of a sudden we've been able to really get some interesting stuff posted there for people that can read it, take advantage of it. A lot of articles by different strength authors, some some which are obscure, things that you would never have even known they existed in the first place, or even if you did, things that are so rare that you wouldn't, the only way to get a copy is to pay $300 or $400 on the used book sites. So we got a lot of stuff like that. We've got just recently, there's an Indian Club course from 1884. We've got the life and battles of Jack Johnson, the great boxer. Now another boxing course from 1912. We've got some articles from Bob Hoffman, which initially appeared in some of the coaching magazines in the 60s, totally apart from muscular development and strength and health. Most people aren't aware that these articles even exist. So they were for sports coaches to sell them on the benefits of strength training, which if unbelievably at the time, a lot of the people that were involved with organized sports were completely against barbells and weightlifting. And so as somebody who sold barbells, he had to say, hey, this is a good thing. This is something that's going to help your athletes and help you win games. And so there's a lot of good material there. So to me, I mean, I'm kind of amazed when we look back on what's available in the Iron League. It's like, God, I did this. We put this together, because there's nothing out there that is anything close to what's available there. So I'm amazed by myself with what we've been able to accomplish. So I think that's pretty cool, and that's something that to me is a no-brainer. If you're into training, that's a resource that you should be a part of.
You've been putting up some really interesting things in the Iron League in the last couple of weeks. Um, I mean, I once thought I had pretty much read or seen everything there was to read or see about strength training and strength training history, Iron Game history, and you've just been putting up stuff that I never even knew existed. I mean, your catalog is a really interesting one, and there have just been some interesting things. Some of the material about the old time European strongmen and wrestlers, impossible to find that information anywhere else, and it's just really good, solid stuff. So I've been enjoying that.
And the one I'm particularly proud of, and we'd spoken about this recently, was that Indian Club course from Vietnam, which this is something that I never knew existed, and we purely by accident happened to find this copy and get a high resolution scan. But this is something that it's like, where did this come from? Because I mean, just getting something published on the subject of strength training in the 40s had to be difficult, even in the United States or England, or where there was a following and where there was clearly a large group of people that had this interest. But in Vietnam, I mean, I can't even imagine what it took to get this published back then.
And it looks like it was published on very light grade paper. And I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, Vietnam, the climate, everything that has happened there. For that little course to still be in existence, I mean, like in one piece, legible, readable. Wow, that's unique. That's like, wow, that's pretty cool. And that was a very interesting course. I thought it was fascinating to see some unique takes on traditional equipment from, I guess, other parts of the world, that somebody was, kind of changing how you use it and saying, well, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to make our own piece of equipment, but it's a little bit different. So you're looking at the drawings and you're thinking, okay, that's something I've never seen before. And you can't necessarily read the description, but you can figure it out from the drawings and be like, okay, that's what they're doing. Very cool. So I thought that was great. That was really interesting. So,
and
looking forward to more things like that.
Well, coming from somebody like yourself, which has seen a lot of stuff in strength training, for you to say, hey, this is rare, this is unique, this is not something that I even knew exist in the first place, that to me, that speaks volumes.
Yeah. Well, it's someone referred to it once as the Library of Congress of Strength. And that was a good way to describe it, and a very apt way to describe it. And it's been good, and I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to other additions to it as we go forward. I'm doing a lot of things for people too, and again, in different stages of completion. I, like John, am working on several things at the same time, but we're going to be having some new courses coming out, and I think that the strength fans out there, if you're listening to this, I assume you're a strength fan. I think that you're going to like them quite a bit. Got some good stuff, good information. A lot of stuff coming out that is going to be the kind of thing that you can read and immediately implement in your own training. That's the goal. Not merely to read for entertainment or to read for knowledge where you say, well, that's interesting, I'll just file it away, but things that you can actually use. So that's going to, that's going to be coming out, and hopefully be putting out enough stuff between now and the end of the year that there will be plenty of good information for people to read and to try and to benefit from. In addition, of course, to the Dinosaur File Strength Training newsletter, which comes out every month. We are filming this at the end of June, and the new Dinosaur Files is going to be coming out in July, the July issue. So, we'll have a new one out there for you very shortly. And by the time you're done reading that and working some of the things into your own training, we'll have the August issue out. And I'm thinking of doing something special for September. I'm not sure if I'll do it as something special related to the Dinosaur Files or elsewise. But I turned 65 in September, and I want to put something special out as a way of celebrating my 65th birthday. So make a note, folks. Be looking forward to something brand new in September.